and he said, remember the day at the Queen Mary, you know, you were kind of a and I said, well, I am kind of so what?
Hi, I'm Ayo Edebiri.
I'm John Malkovich.
And I'm Juliette Lewis. We have filmed in some pretty amazing locations.
And let's see if we actually remember them.
Okay, image number 1, location number 1. Oh, I recognize this. This is a plate with a napkin on it, but it's shot through almost like a portal. Do you recognize this?
I think I do. That was in, I believe, a restaurant. If it's the restaurant scene at the end where all the people are Malkovich and the menu is Malkovich.
Malkovich.
That was on the Queen Mary in Long Beach.
My guess is that it's from Being John Malkovich.
I'm filming it actually with the camera, meaning on my shoulder.
Wait, really?
Wow.
I remember it was unbelievably hot, no air conditioners, and there were a number of people with my face in a rubber mask with only the little breathing holes, so a lot of people were fainting. And eventually I kind of said, I'm very happy in my dress, life is good, life is beautiful. Can we shoot, please? Let's shoot. People are fainting, let's get on with it. Then years later, I got a call from Vince Landay, who produced Being John Malkovich, and he said he was working on a new production that Spike Jonze was doing, a film called Adaptation, and would I look at it? And he said, well, remember the day at the Queen Mary, you know? And I said, oh, well, I'm sure it's fine. And Vince said, well, we think you should look at it. And I said, well, why? And Vince was like, well, you know, you were kind of an asshole. And I said, well, I am kind of an asshole. So what? That was the scene from that day.
Shut up! Shut up! Okay? Let's really try today to solve our camera problems. Keep between take time at an absolute minimum. These masks are really hot.
That was a pretty absurd one.
I want to go back and watch this again.
It was pretty absurd, but mostly it was fun.
I have seen a world that no man should see.
What is this? Oh, wait, I think I know. These are so obscure because they're close-ups.
I'm sure it is.
It looks like Mars. Wait, are those?
These are snakes that might even be rattlesnakes or cobras, I think.
I think it's Natural Born Killer.
Yeah,
Yes.
That's what I was going to say.
So we did shoot in New Mexico, and that's what Opus reminded me. I was having flashbacks or deja vu, because Tatanka is Russell Means' son, and he's in Opus. And that's the scene that I shot with his father. So this we shot, it was freezing, and we shot with real rattlesnakes all around us and fake rattlesnakes. But the cameraman who had to walk backwards, he doesn't know where the real and fake ones are. And so the first cameraman was like, I'm out, I'm not doing it, I'm not doing it. And then Oliver Stone got a second cameraman who was a bit more daring or crazy. And he's like, I'll do it. And he did it.
Now, hold it, hold. No, man, hang on.
The truth is, how I did it, where I wasn't scared, is I watched the rattlesnake handler try to get a rattlesnake to bite. They had to do a close-up. And this rattlesnake would not bite this pretend pant leg for anything. And I was like, why is he not biting? And he said, it's cold.
Yeah.
When they're cold,
So they're just all...
they'll stay coiled up and they won't, they're harder to get you to attack. So I lodged this little safety gem. They were a bit away, but for the cameraman who's walking backwards.
Totally different.
Totally different. We all live to tell. Here we go.
Oh, I know that. I know what that is. That's the bus. That's in Chicago. That's from the bear. Is that the back of my head, or is that the back of, might be the back of my head?
I didn't know you shot that in Chicago, though.
On the train, yeah, in Chicago. Or maybe, I don't know, that's like Old Town, or somewhere.
So you're on the L.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, on the L.
Yeah.
Was it a real running train? Or?
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yes, we
Sound must have loved that.
So our sound department, I don't even know. I think they're some of the most chill people. Every line of dialogue on that show, everybody's talking over each other at the same time.
Sydney, stir that pot for me, please, chef.
You want a cartouche?
Please, thank you, chef. What's our best day here? 5.
Like they just have given it to God at this point. We're on the train and on the bus on that show very frequently, and our locations department is like, I don't even know. They're the best, sweetest people in the world, and they have so many connections to the city because we use a lot of real locations. Like we're out in the city a lot. Oh gosh, now Bill is I think his name, but is like our contact to the public transport city, and we've like used him so much that he's kind of become an unofficial like crew member. And in the 3rd season, he made a cameo as like an uncle of the character, because we just like he has given us so many favors and like helped us out so much because our characters are often having contemplative moments on moving public transit. There's just really good food in Chicago. It's really easy to get a seat in a restaurant there when we're filming, which is nice. Me and Lionel had a little side quest like 1st season or 2nd season because we were like, we really need to get like some good soul food like while we're out here. And so we like made it our mission to get really good soul food, and we found this place. I thought my foot was gonna fall off at the end of when we were done eating there, which is a compliment.
What is it called?
It's called, but I think it doesn't exist anymore also. And we literally tried looking for it, and we were like, oh, there's a lore, but it's called Ooh Wee It Is Too. And there's no one. There's no Ooh Wee It Is one. There's just Ooh Wee It Is Two. Yeah, it's crazy. We went straight to the sequel. Yeah, we went straight to the sequel. We went there, and I had like a sweet tea that I was like, oh my God, like I saw my ancestors. Like I was like a portal had opened. There was a line down the block for people who just like they go there every Sunday after church, and we're just like, all right, yeah, we're here.
Opus.
Yeah.
It's the compound.
Yeah.
Moretti's compound.
Moretti's compound.
I forget the story about it.
Oh,
do you remember?
yeah. There's like a woman who owned this place.
Oh wait, the place we shot.
Yeah.
Different colorful events might have occurred at this place.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's sort of between Santa Fe and Los Alamos. It was, I think, a horse farm, but quite a lovely place. Probably not at the best time of year.
Definitely
not.
Because
so cold.
Snowing, very cold, and very, very arid, dry landscape for the most part. But we got a lot of snow and a decent amount of mud as well. It was a fun trip down memory lane.
Yeah,
I think we
great.
did a pretty good job.
I have to agree.
As it happens. Yeah.